how you can collaborate with other people, how you can sort of get in touch with other stakeholders and understand how wildlife conservation and environmental conservation can be done. That's an exploring conservation course. Then you have the Foundation for Environment Education, FEE, which is giving an environmental journalism photography course. This is also an excellent course for people who want to pursue journalism, especially photojournalism, which is a way of communicating stories like we discussed yesterday, and especially in the field of environment and wildlife. Then the CEE has its own certificate course in ecosystem restoration. And that is an excellent course. Again, it is an ongoing course which has modules, each module catering to various different type of ecosystems. So there have been, which we have already discussed. We've talked about fresh water. We have talked about coasts and marine life, etc. And then we'll be talking about grasslands, urban wildlife, and all that. So it's an excellent course for those who want to understand more about these ecosystems in a modular way. And you'll understand, from various experts across the fields giving you inputs about this. Then, of course, you have the Wildlife Institute of India, WII, and it has a master's in wildlife science and master's in heritage conservation and management. Again, these are very advanced courses, may not be suitable for young students, but this is something to look out for. You can check out these various resources, and these are just some of them. These are courses, many of them which I've done, many of them which I intend to do, and many of which you can start off right now. And of course you can explore more, because the web is a veritable resource, and you have many ideas and many online courses coming up, especially after the lockdown. A lot of courses have come online, so you can check them out and enhance your knowledge and get to know more about the environment and wildlife. So that more or less tells you about the courses which you can take. And in the WII also has some short-term courses which you can pursue. So this is the broad overview of courses. And looking at careers, so how, there might be some people who want to pursue wildlife or environment science as a career, even wildlife photography as a career. So how do you do that? Well, there are some options which I can share. You can become a conservationist. And what does that mean? It means that you get associated with an NGO and you work towards making the environment or wildlife a better place. And how does that happen? You engage with this community. You talk to them, you tell them what are the challenges, what are the improvements which we can do, how pollution can be reduced, and various mitigating techniques, getting to know about endangered species, sharing information about them, making them mascots, making the community own up those various endangered species like birds and animals. And that is how you can help in conservation of at the local level. So that is the most powerful way of conserving the environment directly. Of course, you can become a photographer or a movie maker if you're interested in wildlife photography or environmental photography, and you feel that you have that talent of communicating better through photographs or making movies. Then, or you can make documentaries, or you can make interesting photographs and get them published in magazines or blogs or wherever you want. So that is one example of how you can become interested in wildlife photography or even environmental documentaries. And the next, of course, is being a journalist, which is related to photography, but in a very different way. Journalism is about actually writing stories or narrating stories through words. And some people, choose a midway between the two. They become photojournalists, which is communicating stories, but not through words, but through photographs. So journalism is another area which you can explore. And this, of course, if you feel you're good at writing, could be English, could be a local language, could be Hindi, could be any language that you're comfortable with. In fact, a lot of times what happens is that because wildlife is such a Western, very recently introduced concept in terms of conservation, that is why a lot of literature is available only in English. So you can try writing in local languages, vernacular languages, or Hindi, or other languages which you are comfortable with, and make sure that the local population also gets to know about these issues and able to appreciate those issues better. So journalism can be another very powerful tool to spread the awareness about wildlife or environment. Then, of course, related to journalism, you could become a writer or a blogger. If you know you have a penchant to write, you could write books, you could write blogs. Writing books is slightly difficult because you have to, get through a lot of struggle to getting through the publisher, getting through editors. It's a slightly more tedious process, and it's you could probably use blogging as a stepping stone. Once you're established as a blogger or as a journalist or as a columnist in some newspaper or magazine, then you can probably pursue writing later, or if you have a body of research work which is available with you. And blogging, of course, needless to say, is one of the most popular writing forms today. A lot of people just take up blogging. It's simple, it's free. it's customizable. You can design your own blog, put your own photographs there, and regularly write about it. But the most important thing, especially in the social media environment which we live in, blogging has to be done regularly. So if you want people to read you, then make sure that you're regular, so that every week you come up with an article, or every month you write something like that. But typically it should be on a regular basis, so that people know that you'll be contributing or writing something, and they look forward to that. Then you could become an educator, which is basically conducting outreach programs, or basically leading, collaborating with schools, or even local children who are not able to go to schools, telling them, teaching them what environment means, what food web is, how the technical aspects can be simplified and told to the local people. All of that comes in education. And environmental education is coming a very, very, very important tool. For example, the CEE, the Center of Environment Education, or the Foundation for Environment Education, they are exactly doing the same job, which is going and reaching out to people and making sure that especially the youth, like many of you, they get to understand what is the environment all about, what is an ecosystem, how things are getting better or worse, and what you can do about it. So being an educator is an extremely important responsibility if you take it up, and if you're good with talking to people, and especially talking to children, and then being an educator will really make a difference. Then you could be a wildlife consultant or an environmentalist consultant, which means that you get engaged with either the government or an NGO. And if you have, let's say, a degree in it, or some advanced course which you've done, and you feel that you can lend your expertise to that organization, you can do that as well. So you could be a freelancer, or you could be associated with an environmental organization and help them understand these issues. You could even give legal consultancy. For example, if you have a law degree and you're particularly keen on environmental impacts which are related to the legal impacts, for example, mining, or for example, wildlife or poaching, and the legal impacts related to those, then you could become a legal consultant to various organizations. And they really, this is in dearth. A lot of people are not really well versed with the legalities of environment. So it will be an asset to that organization. Of course, the most important, another thing which you always come across, is being a scientist or a researcher. And that, of course, could again be a freelancer, but that's usually luxury. But otherwise, you could do a doctorate or a PhD. For your young people who are still in classes right now, you could think about doing some research much later in your life, and you could pursue masters and then go ahead and do research. And typically, research is usually focused on very specific areas. So you could be researching on, let's say, the impact of industries in a particular wetland, or you could be talking about tiger population in a given wildlife sanctuary, or you could be talking about something as tiny as spider glands. So it is entirely up to you what kind of research you want to go into, what kind of specialization do you like, and which particular area you're really interested in. So being a scientist or a researcher can also help wildlife, and publishing papers, etc. All of that comes in research. Of course, being an administrator, I cannot leave this field out. So you could join the Indian Forest Service, or you could join any other government service and try to manage wildlife sanctuaries, or get engaged with the Project Tiger program, or the Project Crocodile program, Project Ghadial. There are so many of the projects which are undergoing wildlife conservation, or even environmental conservation, forest management, for instance. All of that comes under wildlife administration. So even that is one career option which is available to you. And the last, of course, is being an artist or a cartoonist. And if you feel that you have that, the talent to paint and to communicate through your art, or you can draw well, or you can communicate humorously through cartoons, for example, green humor, which has been done by Mr. Chakravarti. Many of you might have, read it also. So that is some kind of inspiration which you can draw from, and you can probably work towards it at a young age and start drawing your own book, and you keep collecting your articles or your cartoons at one place, and then when the time comes, you can start publishing them, or making them better, making it maybe looking at digital art. That is a very upcoming field. So again, the canvas is open entirely to you. So these are the various careers which you can have, in wildlife or environment or biodiversity. And this is just a very small list. There are so many people working in so many other fields. And it's amazing how people from different kinds of fields are all working towards conservation and wildlife management. So that is one, idea. But even beyond careers, what is really important that you do not necessarily have to be employed in one of these careers. That is the most important thing, especially for young people. Of course, it looks very interesting, you know, that you want to be a wildlife photographer or you want to be, let's say, a cartoonist. But it's not necessary that life turns out that way. We have to be practical lots of times. And that doesn't mean that you let go of your dreams, but it just means that you have to have a practical way approach towards life, which means you get a stable job and you can continue doing any of these things, maybe a combination of them. So for instance, I can give my example that I'm in a very different job, which is to do with income tax and public service, which is entirely different from wildlife or environment. But somehow I always get the time to talk to people like you right now, or to go out in the field and visit nature, take photographs. So that option is always available to you, provided you are driven, provided you are passionate towards it. So that is what the next part really talks about, is wildlife, work, and you. So how do you manage these things? Like, especially for people who are working, I'm pretty sure the audience may not have many people who are working right now, but even young children may appreciate that. Okay, how do you manage when when you become an adult and when you start working? How do you get time for wildlife? But that is something which you need to do on a conscious basis. Why is that important? Especially in these days when you have mobile phones and technology, especially young people should really appreciate this, that do not get addicted to those. They are important, they're good for your studies, they're a very valuable resource, but always remember that the more you distance yourself from nature, the more you distance yourself from wildlife, the more you become ignorant about it. Only when you're connected towards wildlife will you understand the beauty, the amazing biodiversity there is. And otherwise, we'll never understand what kind of creatures we are missing out on. We'll never understand what kind of biodiversity we are not really appreciating, or what kinds of interesting animal behaviors we are not seeing. You might remember yesterday we talked about those amazing birds called the birds of paradise, or the rare birds, let's say the great Indian bustard. So these are examples which are very close to cities. They're not very far off. But all you need to do is take out some time, maybe on a weekend or on evenings, and go out, venture with your parents, venture with your friends. If you're young, then always have an elder with you, and go out and see, explore. This is very important, because only when you are among nature or amid nature will you be able to understand what you're missing. And it's a beautiful, beautiful place to be. When you're in nature, you have these amazing sounds of nature. You have a peace, tranquility. It'll help you rejuvenate. It'll help you recharge. In fact, it will help you focus much better on your studies or your work or whatever you have to do, in your daily life. So that is what is important, that getting connected with wildlife or getting connected with nature is extremely important. And this needs to be done on a conscious basis. So it's my request, if there are parents or teachers, ensure that on a regular basis, you take out field trips and take children, and not as a picnic, more as a nature appreciation. They should be able to understand the trees around. They should be able to understand what kind of birds are, flying around. What are they doing? How does nature work? All of that is lost when you're, in our own concrete jungles, living in our rooms, living in front of technology like the laptops and mobiles, etc., which is fine to a limit. But only that, take out time for wildlife, for nature, for environment, and only then you realize you can do something for it too. So that is how I would like to share about wildlife and work. And now we can take up the discussion, the assignment, and what we'll do is we'll share the presentation. Arju, can I share that now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Right. So here we are. We are talking about our assignments, and I'm sure a lot of people would be excited. So the point is that we haven't given marks, or we haven't announced the winners, which we'll do. I promise that. And in a couple of days, we'll evaluate it properly. But today we'll have a general discussion of what the assignment was about, and how people have reacted, and what they have given in their stories or captions. What kind of communication are they giving? So the first one is from Nikita. I think this is fine. This is working. Is it visible, Arju? Can you see?
Yes, yes, it is visible.
Right. So here, I think I'll just, yeah. Right. So this is an interesting picture. It shows a bottle. I think it's possibly a plastic bottle, and it says, "Do something drastic, cut the plastic." So it's a very catchy caption. And that's how that's an excellent example of how you can attract somebody's attention immediately. It shouldn't be something too boring, and it shouldn't be something so difficult that the person doesn't understand. It could be something very, very common, but written in a very interesting way. And a rhyme always helps. So the drastic rhyming with plastic is excellent. And the story behind it, do whatever you want, but just don't harm the environment. Nature also has its own freedom. Let's not disturb that. So that is the thought behind it, which essentially means that we shouldn't litter around. So that's an excellent photo. And one thing interesting which I can see is that you have the sun very nicely captured in the reflection here. One thing which I could do is, as you can see the horizon, which I talked about yesterday, the rule of thirds. So you could have either shifted the bottle either a little down or up. So that way it could have ensured that the rule of thirds was followed. Otherwise, it's a nice, interesting photo. The pole is on the left, which is not exactly in the middle. So that helps. So always remember that the photos should be asymmetrical. They shouldn't be symmetrical. It's counterintuitive. People might say that, okay, things should be in the center, but that's not really the case. The rule of thirds is exactly that you have to shift the subject or the image slightly to the left or the right, or whichever way you want. So that's an excellent start to this. Great, Nikita. Nikita, if she's here, she can also speak something. If there's somebody who wants to speak about their photo or their story, they can always raise a hand and we can unmute them. Is that fine, Aju? If they are available, the participants?
Yes, I'll just check and promote them to panel's link.
Yeah, we have the option of raising hand, right?
Yeah.
All right. So what we can do is, that when your name is announced, the participants, if they want to speak a little about it, you can always raise your hand, and you can share some experience or something if you want to share. That we love to hear you also, and you can switch on the video also. That's fine. We'd love to see who the creator behind the photo is. So if you are here, Nikita, it would be great to see or hear you. All right. So if you're shy, that's okay. But just drop in a message that I'm here and I'm too shy. That's fine.
She's there.
Oh, she's there?
Yeah, I see her.
Okay, you can see. Oh, nice. That's
I don't see her. I mean, she's.
After the video.
I don't see the video, but I see her.
Okay. All right, Nikita. So good job, and carry on the work. It's a very nice photo, and you can continue on this type, and we can share. You can share photos. We can have a discussion someday later also. Great. All right, so next is Pradeep, and he has this interesting photo of a grasshopper. It says, life lessons, moving from grass to grace. And the story is, one day I noticed a beautiful creation grasshopper was sitting on a cloth line, and I decided to click this beautiful moment. After a lot of patience, I could manage to click the picture. That's great. And it's a very interesting subject. Again, because grasshoppers are not easy to capture because they are very skittish. Normally, they don't give you that much of leeway to capture. So Pradeep, it's a good photo, and the caption is also interesting. It sort of gives an upward movement. So it's as if it's moving from grass to somewhere higher towards grace. And I think it's a great photo. And it's a very interesting species. So your homework, Pradeep, would be find out the name of the species. Can you do that? Just try. Try finding out what species of this grasshopper is in your own time, and just find out, because this is how you can understand the biodiversity you have. So you will understand that this species, is it common? Is it endangered? Read something about it from the internet and get to understand what kind of species are commonly visible. And if you are there, Pradeep, you can always, you can talk right now. So I won't get to know if somebody's hand is raised. So you can just stop me, Madhvi ma'am or Raju, if somebody is raising their hand. So I can then I can pause. Is that okay?
Yes, yes.
Great. Right. Then we have Tanisha. Tanisha has this interesting sunbird photo, and the caption is upside down sunbird. So here I can quickly suggest, instead of saying upside down sunbird, you could just say upside down. So that is how the caption can be catchy. We know that it's a sunbird, but the idea is that everything is upside down. The entire animal is, topsy-turvy. So you can just say upside down, and that's an even funnier or even interesting caption. It adds life to the image. It's a very interesting photo. Picture was shot during the lockdown from a balcony. It's a sunbird. During lockdown, city was silent. There was less pollution. Because of this, I got to see different birds from home. Sunbird sucking at a plaza lady. Excellent. That's perfect, and that's very true. A lot of you might have noticed that during the lockdown, there were a lot of birds and a lot of creatures. In fact, there were videos getting viral all the time that you had mongooses and deer and God knows what kind of wildlife coming on the roads, because there was just literally nobody there, and they were reclaiming their lands. So that's how we can understand. In fact, some of you who are interested might read about it. there's a town in Russia. I think it has been left for a long time. I think it was a David Attenborough's documentary, and it has shown that because of a nuclear attack or a nuclear accident, the town was entirely left for a long time. And now the buildings and everything has plants all over it. There are deer walking in the restaurants, and the tigers walking in cafes, and mongooses walking in hotel rooms. So it's entirely claimed by wildlife, and it doesn't understand that okay, this was a hotel or not. It just understands there is nobody to disturb us, so why not take the space? And trees have come up right in the center of the roads, and the entire city has become wild back. So nature just needs a little chance, and it can do wonders, but it needs to have that chance. So we have to be sure that we are encouraging nature to rebound back whenever possible. Then we have Athar, and this is an interesting photo, but there's some, I think there's a watermark. I'm not sure it's Athar's only. Darjeeling, a jewel of India, losing its shine. Okay, that's a very interesting title. This photo was clicked from the hotel which I stayed. It was close to a beautiful monastery. Visited Darjeeling 3 times. Every time I visited, I felt that Darjeeling is losing its beauty, grace due to many reasons like overcrowding tourists, used to make this town dirty and clumsy to stay. Also observed that due to industrialization,
Yes.
has been cut down. Athar, you here?
Sir. Yes.
Great.
It's my
Yes, Athar.
sir.
You want to say something?
It's my handle, Instagram handle.
Okay, wonderful. Great. That's nice. It says Athik Art Silences. You can follow people who can see. Athar, you'll have, I'm sure you'll have many followers after this. Great.
Thank you, sir.
Special thing about this is I started my Instagram handle by posting this photo. Excellent. That's wonderful. So that's, the idea of the caption is very interesting. A jewel of India losing its shine. So that's something very attractive. It's something which is precious, and we're losing its beauty every day. And why? Because of overcrowding, pollution, industrialization. The story is so common in many cities. So this is an excellent, powerful way to show. And maybe another way of Athar, you could probably look when you're next time going to Darjeeling, as you could have a contrast. You would show on the one side greenery, and the other side a polluted or a street or an industry or something, just to show the contrast, that how gradually that green part is also under threat. So that can be an even more powerful way of communicating that the immediate threat, which is going to ultimately swallow up different parts of the city, could be. So that is an excellent example to show how environment over a macro level can be done. Yes, Athar, you had to say something?
Yeah, sure, sir. I will follow this.
Great, Athar. Good job. All right, so next is family. Okay, there's a story here, but I can't see the caption. I don't think Pihu has given a caption. It's a trip to Bangalore. Our hotel was in the middle of the jungle between the vegetation, not a single sound of daily honks and chaos. Exciting. More than that, it was a safari trip. It's a whole day tour. Previous night seen a jeep. Excited, didn't affect my sleep. A long and tiring journey. Most active person fell asleep. Morning was away. It came soon. Had a breakfast. Just when he reached halfway, the elephants trumpet and the car had to halt. Guides removed the big cameras, removed ours, saw the elephant was behind the noises. I understand from the first glance that it was scary and angry, started running towards us. I was the one that in the car would have just rushed the top with speed, and the elephants can attack us even if we are quiet. Slowly, the elephant relaxed under some enormous and took the pick. All right, great. So it's a beautiful photo of a baby elephant. And I don't know how many of you know, but elephants, the family of elephants are led by a female. It's one of the rare examples which has a matriarchy, which is that a female elephant leads the entire herd of elephants. So probably the mother is there, and the kid is also there, and it's an excellent photo, and it's a very nicely written story. So now the thing is, Pihu, that stories, as you say, so the point is that the first half of the story has not much to do with the photo. So what you can do is you can try to shorten it and make it, convince the reader in a very, in a couple of sentences, because the excitement which you have in the last, part is very, very interesting. The fact that the elephants were charging towards you when you just got panicked and you're wondering what to do. So that is one thing which you can, you can highlight that in the beginning itself, that the eyes looked at me and we were worried what to do. So that's where you can start off. So the story can be more exciting, and you can directly grip the person who wants to read the story. But otherwise, it's a very interesting experience, and I'm glad that you made out alive because elephants are known to be a little aggressive. Pihu, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Hi, Pihu. Yes, please tell me.
Yeah, so basically what happened here I've mentioned in the story itself. Like we were there in Bandipur and we had a safari trip. And then we saw the elephants and many elephants, and we also saw many other creatures like a buffalo. We also saw a bear, and it was like really interesting. And we also heard that just after we left this place where we saw this elephant, there was a tiger scene.
Oh, nice. So you saw a lot of big animals. You saw the elephant, you saw the bear, you also saw a tiger. So your trip was very successful, I must say. A lot of people do not see a tiger. It's a very elusive animal, and a lot of us miss the the tiger. But great view, and keep undertaking these safaris and understanding more about wildlife. It's great, and keep writing. So it's nice that you have good expression, good command of language, and you just make sure that your stories are very crisp and more action packed. So you can skip out the details like which are like the usual stuff. You can skip them out and put the interesting parts and focus more on that. So good job, Pihu. All the best.
Thank you, sir. Namaste.
Namaste. Great. So then we have Nyasa, who says the one on the roof. All right, very interesting caption. I was very excited to click the photo. It was very difficult for me to click this photo as it disappeared very soon. I think these are menas, if I'm not wrong. Nyasa, are you here?
Yes, she is.
Okay, if she wants to speak, she can. I think these are menas. I really like the caption. It's something very interesting. The one on the roof is something it's a subtle kind of caption, and I think if maybe there was a movement, I think the wires are very interestingly placed. You have this entire mesh, and though it's slightly overexposed, I think it could have been a very sunny day. I'm pretty sure it must have been a little sunny. But otherwise, interesting photo. Caption is very interesting. You could write a little bit more about the story, that what they were doing, what they were, just when you approached, what they were doing, and what did they do after that, and did they come back again? Something on those lines, right? So, but otherwise, good attempt. Yes, sir. All right, destinations, and this is, I think, it's Gia, if I'm pronouncing it right. Right. I took this picture thinking of places and locations that it would visit in the future, and all the people that would carry it, and whether it will be still there once you visit again. Right. So, Gia, which place is this? Can you tell? Which location? Although I think I have the list of locations, but if you're here, you can always share. If not, then we can move. But it's interesting. Right. So here, there's one observation which I would like to make. I'm pretty sure a lot of people might be expecting. This is a rule of third, which is not being followed here, right? So that's okay, Gia. That's not a problem. But just imagine if you had shifted the sky a little to the bottom, because see, when you have those amazing clouds, above that there's just blue. So you could probably cut out that part and shift towards the sand. You would have more, you could move towards your where you're standing. And that gives a very interesting perspective that you're moving right from where you're standing to the ocean. So it's an excellent perspective. And especially in landscapes like this, it sort of helps to connect with the larger picture if you're showing where you're standing. So, if you could show the sand and pebbles right close to you and then moving out towards the ocean, that gives a very interesting image.
So it's actually in Phuket when we went on a family trip with my friends and family.
This is where, Gia?
Phuket in Thailand.
Thailand. Oh, nice. Yes. So they have very clean beaches, as you can see, and amazing. It's a beautiful shot. So, Gia, next time when you're taking a photo from landscape, I want that you should follow the rule of thirds, right? Just kidding. If you feel it's great that way, perfect. But otherwise, if you follow the rule of thirds, you'll see that the photos look even more attractive. And the caption is interesting destinations. You could have something more. You could have something like infinity or blue or something like that. You can have an even more interesting caption sometimes. And yes, the story is great. It shows that, whether this particular place would remain clean and, remain as serene as it is today, or it will be lost in the future. So that's a great story. Wonderful. All right. So this is Karan. I don't know what this is. Karan, you want to elaborate? I'm not sure that this is related to the topic. I think he's probably shared something. He likes the number 21. He wants to be 21. Karan, how old are you?
I think he is not there. I could not see him in the attendance list.
Right. Let's move on. All right. So Neha says, my dog doesn't want to say hi. Yeah, he seems angry. When I used to play with the dog, he was not in a good mood. I think he can bark and chill and says hi. All right. So Neha, that's great. It's a good photo. But remember, I asked you about wildlife, and your dog is not wildlife, right? That's okay. You can share some photos of of your pets, but maybe you can change the setting. You could look at them from their perspectives. What I mean is, you go down at their level, at eye level, and then take a picture. So you will see that the buildings look very huge, the trees look huger, and that will give a perspective of how a dog sees his world, right? So that could be a perspective which you can try. Otherwise, it's a cute photo. I think it's a beagle, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure. I don't know if it's beagle. Neha, are you here? No. All right, let's move on. Then we have Jignesh. Jignesh's photo is very interesting. It says, nature enlightens our future. I used to capture sun with any other object and create a story. Okay, that's very interesting. And I love the concept that the bulb, the tungsten filament of the bulb is actually replaced by the sun. And it gives an all new meaning to solar energy. I would say. And I think it's a very interesting, photo. It's creative. It will fall in the experimental photography category, which we talked about yesterday. And you could try maybe when the sun is even more lower in the sky, or if this is a sunrise photo or sunset. If it's sunset, then you could have waited maybe some more, so that the color of the sun becomes even more orange. So you can have a little bit more drama in the photo. And Nature Enlightens the Future is a very interesting title. I think it's going very, very well with the capture. So it's great. Good idea, Jignesh. Congratulations. You want to speak something? You're here?
No, he's not there.
All right. Then Hina has this photo of a sunset, I'm assuming. I can't see that caption. It's hidden by the. Can you read out the caption, Arjun? I'm so sorry. I can't because of the strip there. Or let me just try. If it can be.
It is sunset. Oh, yeah.
It's sunset. Oh, nice. The title is Sunset. So now, Hina, it's a good photo, but the caption could be something more catchy. It could be something, let's say, molten gold or melted gold or just gold, or fire in the sky, something like that. So maybe just try to make the caption more interesting. I mean, we know it's a sunset, but you can try giving it a more imaginative idea. And the story is missing. So the idea is, what made you write this story? So you could just write maybe a brief thing that you were walking maybe on a balcony, or you were walking on the road, and you found this amazing sunset and your birds around, and you just wanted to capture that moment. So just maybe a couple of sentences about what the experience was. So that will be that'll actually help the person understand what was the context in which this place was, what were the emotions in your mind when this was taken. Right. Hina, you're not there or there?
She is there. Hi, Hina.
You want to say something? All right, no. Okay, that's okay. All right, next we have Rinda. And Rinda has a photo called Sustain the Future. And it says, love for trees and caring for the environment. All right, that's good. But I want to know if that is an artificial tree or an original or a real tree. Rinda, are you here?
Yeah, she's also there.
Okay. So does she want to say something? No. All right. So I'll give an example of how to go about this. Sustain the future. So your idea was that, okay, we need to have, we could save the plants and everything. So the first and most important thing is, when you're trying to capture these beautiful plants or trees, try capturing them in the natural environment. So maybe this photo, if you want, you could take in against the sky or maybe against the trees and give it a more natural look. And then maybe you could say that, okay, this is a baby which I want to protect, or want to conserve. So that is one way you can communicate. Otherwise, it's a great thought, good photo. Right. Then we have Ishika. Ishika says, beauty of nature, and says, was the winter too cold that the river also had to wear a blanket of fog? Wonderful story, wonderful caption, very interestingly portrayed, and a very interesting capture also. You can see it's probably early in the morning, and the precipitation of the ocean, of the trees around has probably helped condense that fog on the river. And it's a nice photo. What we could do about this photo is maybe that the pole, which is a distraction. It looks as if it's cutting the photo into two. So maybe next time what you could do is you could move it right at the edge of your photo. It could be a natural frame. Right now here it's cutting right through the middle, and it's the focus of the fog and the river is sort of diverted because of this I think it's a pole or a pillar or something. So maybe that's something which you can do next time. But otherwise, it's a very interesting photo. I love the liner which you've written. The winter too cold, and the river also had to wear a blanket of fog. Amazing, wonderfully written, Ishika. Continue writing that. You want to share something? If you can always interrupt me and speak. All right. Moving on, we have Harsh, and he has a butterfly here. And the caption is, okay, the caption is, don't forget to know about me, as the name of the butterfly is Forget Me Not. That's good. So that's a very interesting take. And I'm happy that you know the name of the butterfly, because the name is not very, not many people know the name. So I'm assuming that the person who's taking the photo, I can't see the name here. Aju, can you help me with the name?
Yeah, it is Harsh only, and he's there in attendees as well.
Oh, nice, Harsh. So Harsh, you want to speak some few words about this butterfly?
Harsh, you can unmute and speak.
Yeah. I think he's a little shy. He's as shy as a forget-me-not flower. Is he? Right. So anyway, it's a good take, and I like the fact that the rule of thirds is being followed somewhat. It's not symmetrical. So that's good, and it's a good site to capture a butterfly feeding. As you know, it has a proboscis, and that's the right time to click a butterfly because it's very busy feeding. So that's a good time to click photo. And next time you could probably write a bit of a story about it. How long did it stay there? Was it flitting around too much? Was it difficult to capture? Something on those lines, right? But good job, Harsh. All right, then we have Unnati Kulkarni, and she says #rainy day. And the story is the most valuable diamonds anyone can possess. Wonderful. So that's a great thought. You have this amazing, dewdrop-like rain which is collected on the beautiful rose, and it's a very interesting photo. I don't think there could be much which can be done. You have captured it very nicely. Maybe the angle could be slightly different. Maybe you could the beautiful reflection right in the center. You could try capturing some tree or some object just to show that it's reflecting the wild or the environment around it. I mean, right now it's just the sky, but you could probably incorporate some other object next time. So Unnati, but otherwise it's a great photo, and I like the one-liner again, valuable diamond, which nobody, I mean, it's beautiful. It's a most valuable diamond which anyone can possess. Great. And if you want to speak Unnati, you can. So I won't be asking every time. So anybody who is there, you can just interrupt me. That's not a problem. You just, the moment you're on your photo, you can just start. That's not a problem. Right. So Bhavna. Okay, Bhavna has also clicked an interesting butterfly. It says nature's beauty and butterfly taking nectar from marigold flower. Very nice. That's a good photo. And I'm just wondering how this photo was taken, because I think the angle is slightly different. I think this could have been a portrait photo. So maybe that is one thing. The other thing which you might notice, Bhavna, and everybody else, is that the butterfly is having shadow of the petals of the flower. Can you see that? That's exactly what I meant when the lighting has to be perfect. So because you have to make sure that your subject is shining. I mean, it's perfect. If you look at it right now, it's okay. But when you look closely from a critical eye, then you will see that the shadow of the flower is falling on the butterfly. So you can try capturing it in such a way that either the full butterfly is covered with the shadow, or there is no shadow at all. So that gives a uniformity to the subject, just so that it highlights the subject and makes it more.
Sir, I will surely try this.
Okay, good job, Bhavna. That's nice.
Thank you, sir.
Continue. Great. Good job. Right, then Angel Singh says, every time I see sunset, my heart skips. Yes, indeed, sunsets are beautiful. I was on a walking, and when I saw this beautiful sunset, I had to take a picture of it. Amazing. I love the fact that there's a good reflection, there's a lush greenery, there's palms on the side. The nice part about this photo is, again, it's asymmetrical. It doesn't have to be, the trees are not in the center, the wetland is not in the center. The horizon, as you can see very nicely, is 1/3. So this is a classic good example of following the rule of thirds. So Angel, I don't know if you clicked this photo yesterday or if I had anything to do with this, but it's good. The idea is that the ratio has been followed very nicely. You have that 1/3 rule following. So you have 2/3 sky, 1/3 land, and that land also has a beautiful reflection of water. So this is excellent. And The caption could be skipping a heartbeat, just like that. You don't have to say a long caption. It could have been a very short, also skipping a heartbeat. Even that will convey your emotion. And the story, of course, is great that you were walking on it. You could probably write a little bit about the wetland also, or something else which you saw on the way, just to add a little bit more elements in the photo. But otherwise, it's a great thing.
Sure.
Angel,
Thank you, sir.
Great. Good job, Angel. Nice.
Thank you.
All right. Then we have Mehak. Yeah, I remember Mehak from yesterday. Yes, the caption is smell the roses, smell the coffee, whatever it is that makes you happy. Okay, good. It's a rhyme. And story, no, not a story as such. I like roses. All right, that's cute. That's fine. You don't have to have a story, and it's a nice photo of a rose. But I think you could try taking it slightly, because I can see that the resolution is slightly blurred. So what you can do is you can go a little behind. You don't have to go very close. You can go a little behind and just see that the image is sharper. So that will give more drama to the the photo. But the good thing is that it's asymmetrical. You hear, Mehak? You want to say something?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
No, like the thing is, I think the photo got blurred while uploading. I had the better one, but it's okay.
Right. Okay, that's okay. That's good. That's nice. And the good thing is, I like the fact that it is again 2/3, 1/3. You can see that the 2/3 part is the stem of the rose, and the 1/3 is the rose. So that is exactly how it should be. You shouldn't center the rose right in the center, but this is a good photo in the proportional sense. So great.
Yeah.
And good job, Mike. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. All right, great. So this is a bird. And Abhijoy says, if Black Beauty was a bird. Amazing. I go for cycling to the port, and both the sides of the road, there are salt pans. Many migratory birds come and feed here. One day I bought my DSLR and started clicking few pics. I saw a blackbird flying, started capturing. I saw the picture, surprised that it's orange beaked black hair. Wow. Wonderful. So Abhijoy, you're here. It's a great photo. And I want to know, where is this photo? Which part of India? If you're here.
He is not here, sir.
It's not here. Oh, all right. That's okay. That's all right. But it's a very good capture. It has been the bird has been captured in mid-flight, and I would recommend again. I mean, he's not here, but for the others, you could shift the bird even more to the left, so that there's a lot of space on the right. Remember, we talked about negative space yesterday, so that will help look as if the bird is flying into that area. But otherwise, it's a great capture. And it's very nice to see migratory birds or birds right across where you live, because it's a charm which very few people are blessed with. So that's great that you have a place nearby. All right. So this doesn't look like a photo which has been taken. Mansi, real. Save the long legs, save our tall friends, save our tall friends, save the giraffes. My motto is to protect the environment, ecosystems. Giraffes are on the tip of the extension, so we should save them. All right. Is Mansi here? I don't think I clicked this photo. Mansi, have you clicked this photo?
No, actually, it's a toy giraffe. I just clicked it.
All right. All
I
right.
can't click a real giraffe, so I just thought.
All right. That's good. Good. So at least the thought is there. And yes, so giraffes are also very, very endangered creatures, and we need to save them. So the thought is nice, and that is exactly what we can do for our own species too in India. So next time, Mansi, you see you're in a wildlife sanctuary or some forest with your parents, hopefully, and then when you go there, then you can click some photos and maybe write some mottos about them also. So you can have tigers or elephants or even other creatures, but even giraffes, that's great. Wonderful.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Monica says, my cute cow, love of mother and daughter. Yeah, absolutely. I can see that the mother is doting on its daughter, even though the daughter seems a little, big now. But that's how it is. Mothers can never really, grow up on their children. And there's a lot of examples when you see in wildlife also, Monica, that parents are taking care of their children, and that is something which you can never get over with, because it's everywhere in nature, and that's what makes it so beautiful. Because that's common. It's universal. Mother's love, as we say, is universal. So great. Good job, Monica. All right, then we have Shrija. Shrija says, little things matter. That's nice, a very interesting perspective. And I like the blurring of the sand very close to where she's sitting. Or he, Shrija, I'm not sure. Shrija is a boy or a girl. Is she here or he here?
No.
All right. So, well, Shrija, good job. I like the concept. I think these are water hyacinths, if I'm not too mistaken. Or it could be some other vegetation. But it's nice. It's a good concept. This is what I was mentioning. when you have tiny animals or animals you want to give a perspective from, you can go down right at the ground level and click a photo upwards. So this is an excellent example. And as you can see, again, the rule of thirds is followed. Look at the horizon, that is only 1/3 the sky and 2/3 land. So again, excellent example of the rule of thirds being followed. Great, good job. Divyanshi says, is this our Earth or is it our Earth? Very nice. Is our Earth going to be like this? If yes, so I don't want this future or more people who love nature, because in future we will all, animals go over and birds will go. And so I will try my best to protect the Earth and say to more people to grow more plants and trees and make this world again green. Yes, wonderful, Divyanshi. It's an excellent thought. And unfortunately, that's how the world is turning to be. You have cities, you have small towns becoming cities, and you have cities becoming bigger cities and metropolitans. And that's what is gradually happening. We're losing our green cover and we're losing our animals. And this is very important, that the existing places we have, especially our wetlands, our grasslands, our forests, at least they should be preserved, so that we can ensure that the existing wildlife doesn't go extinct. So it's a good thought. And I think rule of thirds could have been followed a little better. You could have maybe more buildings here and less of the sky, because we want to focus more on the the idea that it's being overtaken by buildings. So the sky is covered by some stories of buildings. But it's good, Divyanshi, good job. Right. Oh, nice. Arpan has captured the moon. Save environment, save life, night nature. All right. So Arpan, is he here? I think that's Venus. If he's all right. So right next to the moon, there's a star there, and I think that's Venus. So it's captured very interestingly. And if he's here, Arpan, you can speak. No. All right. So right, that's good. And maybe there could be something on the lines of moon, because the moon is occupying a very prominent place in your photo. Something on the moon could be written. And yes, it's captured in the night. So it's an interesting capture. I like the fact that you managed to capture the moon's shape very well. So that's good. It's a crescent. Right, Megha. Cat stroll at sunset. My cat was walking around the house at sunset, and the light reflected of her white fur in contrast to the green grass. Nice. The story is great, and you managed to verbalize exactly what went through it and what made you capture that. That's good. And of course, the color is very, very stark. You can see that the cat's contrast is very stark. Again, as I say, you could go down even a little bit more so that you get the eye level of the cat, and your photo would have been even better. So Megha, is that okay? Next time maybe?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Great. Good job, Megha. Right. You have Aditya. And she says, the wonder of nature, leaves. Wonderful. It's a beautiful, very soft blurring in the background, and the foreground is very crisp leaves. I think it's an excellent capture, and it shows how leaves are such an important part of the greenery we have. Great. So even a simple object like leaves can be made into a very compelling photo. So this could be on the cover of an environmental campaign, how to save nature, and how to green your surroundings. Great, Aditya. Good job.
Thank you, sir.
Great. All right, we have another sunbird, Meenakshi. Meenakshi's caption is, small things in nature can help you realize a lot in life. Absolutely. And one more thing you could write, small is big. So things like that. You can try rethinking your captions also once, when you're free. Story says, it was a rainy day. I wasn't feeling very happy, sat on a chair, looked outside, and since I live on the ground floor, I had to look around as in many plants. So I looked out the balcony, felt sad because I wasn't feeling good. But a small bird with the yellow belly and blue feathers came. I'd never seen this bird before. Really brightened up my day and how I felt about myself. Realized that even if someone is not going to make you better in yourself, you can always count on nature's beauty. Amazing. It's a beautiful story. One of the best stories I've read. I think it's so nice that you've managed to verbalize your sadness and how you overcame that sadness, and nature helped you, overcome that sadness. So I think it's beautiful. And I think it's a very powerful story about how nature can help you cheer up. And that's exactly why nature is so important in our lives, that we forget in our own stress and our day-to-day routine lives, that how nature can really help us spiritually, emotionally, and being a better person. So Meenakshi, great job. I love the story. And don't be sad, next time. You have nature all around you. You don't need to be sad. You have such beautiful birds coming. Just be happy, right? All right, then we have Isha saying, I want water to drink. Very interesting. I love the crow's Eyes very nicely poking around. This is rainy season, but you want clean water to drink. Right. Vishal, great photo. I love the close, very inquisitive eyes looking right at the camera, saying that, you'd better give me some food or water. I think that's exactly what you want to capture. Very interesting. You could next time maybe try getting the grill out of the frame. So just try, you've taken the picture, I think when you were standing up, try going down and try taking the picture from the point of view of the floor. So you'll see that the grills are all gone and it will be a much better photo. What do you say?
Okay. Actually, I took this picture from my gallery. Crow is asking me for the water. Daily he's coming for water. So just I clicked that photo.
It's very cute. I think it's very sweet. Yeah, I like it.
Thank you so much.
It's nice.
Thank
yeah,
you so much.
And and the way it's posing, it's actually saying it wants something.
Yes.
Nice.
That's why. Thank you.
Great, good job. Okay, Kilesh says our new home. Okay, Kilesh, that's good, but I don't see the environment or biodiversity in it. I just see a manicured grass and there's some trees in the background, but it's a good photo otherwise. But we would want something more of the environment and maybe a story on it. Okay, so maybe next time. Good job. All right, Himanjali, white duck, trip to London. All right. So Himanjali, are you sure this is a duck? Are you here? All right, she's not. She's here. Yeah, go ahead.
So I saw a white duck. I was in London on 2nd October, and I have went to the Hyde Park and in the London.
Right, wonderful.
And there was I never see white duck, so I captured a picture of him and of her, and it was so amazing. But I want to add something more in the detailing, but I can't add because
that's okay.
I've gone to many places there, safari and all, but I think
that's good. That's nice. But it's amazing that you saw this this beautiful creature, but it's not a duck. It's a swan. Or it could be a goose, but I think it's a swan. You could check. Even I'll have to check because I don't know many species there. But it's a beautiful, beautiful white color which you saw in Hyde Park, and the capture of the water behind is very interesting. You have this beautiful flow of gray and colors there. So that's a very nice photo. And I like the fact that there's negative space in front of the the swan. That there's a lot of space in front of it. So that's a good capture. And keep clicking, Himanjali. Keep exploring.
Thank you, sir.
Good job. All right, Ramsha, with every passing second, we're stepping closer to the future. What we leave behind is the damage. Okay, very powerful caption. Ramsha, that's very nice. We live in a rush area with extremely bound schedule. This was the day when me and my cousin went for a ride to clear our head. The more we moved to the remote area, the more lively I felt. Pictures clipped by myself as a memorial of the peaceful time, the realization what it feels like to live around nature. It's beautiful. Very, very powerful capture. I think it's one of the best photos we've seen. It's a very powerful sunset. The clouds are amazing. There's a slight bit of editing, if I'm not wrong. The road's color is slightly reddish. So that's okay. That's fine. You can do a little bit of editing. I like the fact there's a small plant right next to the camera on the left side. There are trees on both sides. It's great. And there's a canal on the left. Lots of very interesting elements. And I can see that it's following the rule of thirds. You can see that the horizon is on the bottom 1/3 part, and 2/3 is the sky. But a very interesting story, a very interesting caption, and a great capture. Ramsha, are you here?
No.
All right, but good story, good stuff. Oh, nice. We have a national bird, peacock. Pragati says this. Many try, but peacocks open the feather and close. But finally, I take a photo. But it's nice experience. Thanks for joining us in Spain. Oh, nice. That's great, Pragati. It's our pleasure that we could explain things to you. And yes, it's very difficult. The moment you try to capture the peacock's open feathers, it closes it so well. Good capture, and it's always a pleasure to see our national bird in all its glory. And I think it was probably calling out. You can see that the beaks are slightly open. So I think it was probably speaking at that time, something. But it's a good capture. I like the fact that it's the leaves are very nicely blending with the peacock. I think it's a great photo. Only thing is maybe slightly that the crest is slightly cut off. I think probably because of the cropping, or maybe because of the screen. I'm not sure, but otherwise great photo. Good job, Pragati. All right, Vanshu, don't shoot what it looks like, shoot what it feels like. Okay, I don't know what that caption means. Birds make you smile, let them live for a while. All right, so Vanshu, you here?
No, he's also not there.
All right, because this bird, I don't think belongs to India. Madhi ma'am? Right. So this bird doesn't belong to India as far as I know. I'm not sure if Vanshu has clicked this photo, but it's a nice photo, I must say. So if he was here, you would have explained more about the photo, right? All right, moving on. Okay, Abdul says, disturb the pollen. Swallows the honey that follows a new life. All right. Abdul, have you clicked this photo? Abdul is not here. I don't think he's clicked this photo because it's very difficult to capture the bumblebee in such a way.
I'm here, sir.
Okay, Abdul, have you captured this photo? When did you capture this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm captured the photo.
Wonderful, wonderful. Where is this from?
I'm very interested in macro photography.
Macro, lovely, excellent. So it's a beautifully captured photo. As you can see, the antenna of the bee. Is it a bee? What kind of bee is it? I'm not sure.
Honeybee, sir. That's an ordinary bee.
Ordinary, right. Wonderful. So it's great. And
what do you mean by that?
Huh?
Sigma lens, phone camera lens.
Oh, nice, wonderful. But the caption, what do you mean by the caption? Can you explain the caption? Disturb the pollen.
Yeah, sir. The honeybee sucks the honey, and pollination by the pollen. So that follows a new life.
All right. So you could
every new form that's needed disturbance, sir.
Right. Yeah, that's the thought behind it. Great. That's very interesting. But I love the fact that you managed to capture a very clean image, because it's very difficult to capture bees. I know I tried last time and it was very difficult. You have to keep moving around with them. They're very fast and they don't stay still. So excellent photo. Good job, Abdul. And I would like to see more of your macro work some other time whenever you want. You have my email or something. Get back to me. Wonderful stuff. Great. Good job. And yes, by the way, bees are very important. They say, in fact, that if the bee population was to collapse, that is, the bees were to get extinct, then the entire human population would be wiped out in a couple of years, because they play such an important role in pollination. So that way, it's a very important photo that way. So I hope the young kids also are aware of this, that they're very important pollinators. All right, moving on, we have Samriddhi saying blooming yellow roses. Nothing as such. The blooming yellow roses in my garden were looking beautiful and they appeared after a really long time. So I decided to click a photo. All right, wonderful. Good job, Samriddhi. Maybe the background, which is blue, could be made green somehow. Just change your angle so that the grass comes in and it's entirely purely green photo. So that will give more impact to your photograph. All right, Ketan, beautiful nature with place, nature lover. Nice. It's a great photo. But Ketan, are you here? Where is this from?
Yes, Ketan is there.
Is he here? Ketan, can you speak? All right, Ketan doesn't want to speak, but it's a good photo. It's yeah, I think Ketan is managing to speak. Are you speaking, Ketan?
Yes.
Ketan, yes, we can hear you. Tell me. Where is this taken?
Vadodara.
Huh?
Vadodara.
Vadodara, Gujarat.
Vadodara. Yes.
Oh, yes. Wonderful! Wow, it's great. It's such a beautiful picture. Amazing how you can, there's a beautiful interplay of shadows, and this is an example, classic example of backlit photography. We were talking about it yesterday. If you look at the leaves there, they're shining in that green color, especially the leaves just below the sun. So that's an example of backlit photography. Excellent. And the good thing is that you have a lot of shadow and a lot of light. That drama is very interesting. And all you needed was some creature here, any kind of bird or animal. It would have been, wonderful National Geographic kind of photo. Wonderful. It's a great photo. Keep exploring, and very interestingly done. Arushi. All right. She says, a glimpse of the moon showing its beauty in the morning. Wonderful. We went to our ARIA and saw the moon was still there, and at 7 a.m. it's covered there, so it's probably in broad daylight. Wonderful, very nicely captured. You can see the treetops, and I think there's a jet flying right below it. There's a trail of the flight, and the beautiful moon with wispy clouds around. Great photo. Right, you could maybe do a little bit more editing, slightly more editing, make the sky bluer, so the colors will pop even more. But otherwise, it's a very interesting photo. Very difficult to capture the moons. I can actually see the colors inside the moon. That's the most difficult part, because the moon is very bright and we're trying to capture it. The whiteness of the moon prevents you to see any internal structure. But here we can see that, even in that tiny little moon. So Arushi, good job. Oh, nice. We have Siddharth by a weaver, untaught civil engineers. Excellent caption, by a weaver making its nest. Wonderful, Siddharth. That's a great photo. Siddharth, you're here?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Great, Siddharth. Siddharth, where is it from?
Sir, this is from Pune in Tamini Ghat.
Ah, nice. Pune. Of course. Is it a recent photo or some other year?
A couple of months before.
Couple of months back. Yeah, it's nearly the monsoon time when the bio viewers come out and have these amazing. So I'm sure a lot of people, Siddharth, would be seeing this photo for the first time, this bird for the first time. So bio weavers are very interesting birds. And, for the viewers, they make these interesting nests, which are like really beautifully shaped from pieces of leaves, and they weave it together. That's why they're called weavers. And it's a very interesting caption. They are literally civil engineers, but they don't have any formal training. So they're untaught. So that's an excellent caption, and very nicely done, Siddharth. Good job.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. One thing that I would have suggested, that you could have waited for just that moment when the face of the bird was visible, just so that, I know it's very difficult because they're very busy with their nests, and it's very difficult because when they are, weaving it, they don't show their face a lot of times. But if you're patient enough, there will be that moment when that face comes to you, and then you can quickly try to capture. What do you think?
Yes,
right?
Absolutely. I have 2-3 more photos. Yeah, okay. Thanks so much.
Right. Good job, Siddharth. You get in touch with me. We'll see a photo. Yeah, good job. All right. Shreya says our nature is so soothing. If we keep harming it, we'll never be able to see such beauty. I really request everyone to take care of this nature as much as you can and conserve it. Very nice thought, Shreyas. And I love the sky. It's beautifully taken. I love the lantana colors, the colors of the lantana. But beware, it's a weed. It's not really a plant which we need to be very happy about. But I like the fact that you went down to the level of the lantana and tried to capture the sky. The problem is rule of thirds not being followed. So what you could have done is either moved the camera slightly to the upward angle so that only the top 2/3 of the sky was there, or vice versa. But otherwise, very interesting concept. I love the fact that it's very nicely lit. It's perfect lighting for excellent photo. So Shreyas, good job.
Thank you, sir.
Good job. Great. Where is this, Shreyas?
This is Varja Tekdi.
Acha, Varja Tekdi. Nice. Good. So that's I think you belong to that place.
Yes. Yeah.
Great. Good job. Keep exploring such places and exploring.
I have more 43 photos.
Oh, very good. So you can show it to me some other time. We'll see.
Yes, sure.
Good job. Keep exploring. Oh, nice. Shruti captures a wing and it says on a wing and a prayer. Very powerful caption, Shruti. Where are you going? On a wing and a prayer. Your shadow following you. Safe travels. Take care. Very nice. It's a beautiful rhyme, and it's a great idea to have a poem sometimes communicating. And I love the fact that you just managed to capture the wing of the pigeon, and the shadow also very dramatic. What else could be done? You could probably focus more. I mean, I know it was a difficult moment because when the bird is flying, you hardly get any time to think about where the bird is going. But next time, try capturing where the bird was going to. So what we have this empty space on the right side, the floor, the balcony, or the roof where the bird was seated. But now it's suddenly flown off. But where it is going, that's what adds to the mystery. So so on a wing and a prayer. So the wing, where the wing is carrying the bird. So maybe that you could try next time when the pigeons are around, and try to capture that. What do you think, Shruti? Are you here? Probably not there. All right. Little sparrow, very cute. Wonderful capture, Parth. I like to click pictures of birds. Very nice, Parth. I like the fact that it's a house sparrow, and you have plenty of houses in the background. you have the sky, and it's a very powerful shot. And you have an excellent background towards the bird, and seeing the macro shot. You have the bird. There's a negative space on the right of it, and behind there's a rule of 2/3 also being followed. So I think it's an excellent photo. Parth, are you here?
No, he's not there.
All right, but it's a good photo. Excellent. All right, Aishi says to me, flowers are happiness, because flower makes me happy, and if I click the awesome photos, and they make me more happy. And when I click this photo this time, sunshine in nature is more beautiful. So it is. Yeah, excellent. This is also looking like a backlit photo. I think the sun is on the other side. So the yellow color of the flowers is very, very ethereal. It doesn't look, usual. It looks something very different. So interesting capture, Ayushi. And the pink adds a little bit of drama to the photo. Great. And that shows that, how happiness can be embodied into flowers. Are you here, Ayushi?
Yes, she is. Hi, Ayushi.
Ayushi, would like to say something? You can speak. You can tell me, or you can tell us what you felt, and you like flowers.
Sir, I like flowers. And I like birds and all nature.
Okay. That's good. So keep clicking photos, keep taking photos, and try to collect them in one place. You keep your photos all together collected, and make sure that you have them together, so that when you see them, you realize, okay, this was the photo which I took long back. So that's a great memory which you create.
Thank you, sir.
Great. Good job, Ayushi. All right. Pooja says, snail crawling at Ginnar Hills. Me and my brother visited Ginnar Hills for early morning photo shoot. We found the snail over there and took some cave-like structure of rock. Very interesting. I love the fact that you went down again to capture the macro shot, and the antenna of the snail are very nicely, dewy, and that cave thing is adding a lot of drama to the photo. One thing which I would have liked is if you have moved the entire photo slightly, the snail towards the right, so it would have that 2/3 angle. Right now it's in the center. Maybe it could have been shifted slightly to the left. And if you have the original photo, this looks cropped. So if you can have the original photo, you can try recropping it and making that 2/3, 1/3 ratio. How's that, Pooja? Okay, not here. All right, but it's a good photo. All right, Kritika says beauty of nature. Good photo, Kritika. But next time, try creating a story out of this photo. So what do you want to convey from this photo, right? So that will be nice. And maybe capture, let's say, a little bit more about the background. And you don't need to hold the flower. You could actually just, try to take an angle, and even that will be great. What do you think, Kritika? Is she here? Kritika, I think she unmuted, but.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So Kritika, next time I want good captures of the flowers, but without holding them, because holding them, it gives it sort of.
Actually, I had a story behind it, but I didn't know how to write it.
Okay.
I had gone to my nana's house, and there I clicked this photo.
Okay, good, great. So you experiment a little bit more, click some more photos, and then we'll see. All right.
Yes, sir.
Good job, Kritika. Right, and Rishita says the true beauty is nature. Without plants, we cannot survive. Plants and trees are true beauty of nature. Save trees and plant trees. All right, good thought. Again, the background is, I think, a wall. So you can try maybe the sky or the grass, because we are talking about saving nature. So we could try putting it in a natural setting. But it's beautiful. I think it's an oleum, if I'm not wrong. That's an ornamental plant.
Yes, sir. It's my favorite.
Yeah, it's a beautiful colors. You have literally multiple colors, pink and red and yellow and green. Have these amazing colors. Next time, Rishita, what you could try is taking a macro shot of one single leaf, just one single leaf, very closely, and you'll see even more patterns there. So that could be an even more powerful way of communicating beauty. You could have a directly maybe on the left side, the bottom left leaf looks very interesting. You can take a zoom in picture of that very close to it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And just see how that looks. Okay.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Good job. Good job, Rishita. All right, Nidhi has captured a dragonfly, or is it I think it's yeah, it looks like a dragonfly. Beauty not easily visible. Nice. And thought of capturing. Oh, nice, great, good, Nidhi. I think this is captured from some grassy area. That's
so it's a hill behind our house. So I had been there and I saw the dragonfly. So it was kind of cute. So I thought of
capturing. Right. Actually, I think if I'm not wrong, this could be there's another word. There's another I think it's mayfly, or I'm not sure, but there's another category of odonats, which I'm forgetting right now. That's the other category of dragonflies. So they are like dragonflies, but they are very fragile. So I think that's what this is. That's a good photo, Nidhi. Good job.
Thank you, sir.
Now what you can do is you can try finding out its name. That's a little bit of a challenge because there's you'll have to Google a little bit more. But just try finding out and just see if you can list out even more number of dragonflies in that area. If it's very close to you, maybe in a week or two, just find out how many different species of dragonflies you can have, just for your sake. Yes. Right? But good job. Excellent.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Tanushree has a very interesting photo. Religious. Native Uttarakhand, Hyderabad, Roorkee, famous Siddhi and Mandir situated once I'm in there with family, number was one of me, moments of full of peace, etc. All right, good. But what's the biodiversity or environment in this? So we need to stick to the theme of the the theme which we've given. So this doesn't look, otherwise it's a very attractive photo, but it doesn't fall under the theme. So I am not going to talk about it right now. Good job, Tanushree. Keep clicking though. All right, Nupur. Nupur says nature is for us, random nature photography. Okay, so never use the word random, Nupur. This is something beautiful. It's not random. You've clicked it very patiently. I'm sure there's a good framing around. So you can write a story about it, that what the wetland means to you. Did you see some creatures, frogs or snakes or butterflies or dragonflies or something like that? But it's a very interesting wetland. And I don't know where this is. Nupur, can you help us? Which place is this? If you're here?
She is not here.
Okay, she's not here. All right. Then Tanushree again. This is nice, Tanushree. Good. Chrysanthemums. Love of my dad towards plants and nature, flower of a garden, and the new one is starting their life and capture the camera. Nice, good. So you have the bud and you have the house behind it. All right. So that's good, but we can have a little bit more imagination to it. Maybe maybe you could capture the flower from above, so the entire flower can come. Right now we are able to see only the tips, and the chrysanthemum is beautiful. You can have when you click it from the above, you'll see a beautiful symmetry, and then you can have a bud next to it. So you can try that, Manshri, maybe next time. Good, but good effort. Harshil says, in nature nothing is perfect and everything is perfect. Great. I think that's a wonderful caption. I couldn't have summarized it better. And I think it's absolutely correct that there is a lot of perfection in nature in all its imperfections. So very nicely captured, Harshil. And yes, yeah, I think it's and where is this, Harshil? Can you help us?
Sir, actually it is of Kathmandu, Nepal.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
Actually, yeah, we went tour of Nepal and I took the photo.
Oh, excellent. Good job. So I can see that there's a little bit of 2/3, 1/3 rule following here. There's a lot of trees, greenery, and maybe you could come up with a story that, what about this forest? Where is this forest? And are there any
actually, when I go for the trip, which I like unique and beautiful nature. So when I think so, I can take a photo and this give me a peace.
Right. Absolutely. Nature does give you a lot of peace. So this is a classic example of how forests are still intact and that you can see so many trees in a small space. So this is an example of how nature should be preserved. Great. Good job, Ajay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. All right. Pearl says buds or buildings. We need both blooming in balance. Excellent caption and excellent capture. You have the building in the background and the bud in the forefront. Excellent. In the modern day cement world, infrastructure is something that can't be avoided. At the same time, lesser realized importance of nature can't be ignored. Little things like planting some little things on your own verandas, balconies can help make it. Can a bud about to bloom? Also, you can see the tall building, not to be ignored. Excellent. Well, I think it's a very interesting concept. And what you say that, we have to bloom and balance. So that is exactly what is true, that we need to make sure that the buildings don't suffer, that humans don't suffer, and at the same time, nature doesn't get compromised. So this is an excellent example of how you can show a balance between the two. Good photo and very interesting concept. Well, excellent. Are you here? No, she's not here. All right. Good job. Oh, wow. We have a big hive. Working in tandem makes work easy and enjoyable. Swani is here. Swani, are you here? It's a beautiful capture. As you can see, it's a wonderful beehive, and it's a scary looking object also, because you never know when you disturb it, and you might. Yes, Swani is here. Please tell me, how was the experience clicking this photo?
So actually, sir, my experience was good. This is outside my house in the stairway, and it was just amazing.
Yeah, but you were. I hope you were careful because these things are very. Yeah, exactly. So be careful. Don't go too close.
I was scared of it.
Yes. So that is sometimes when wildlife can be a little scary, but otherwise it's a very, very interesting photo. It's a great capture. Good job, Sunny. Keep up the good work.
Sir.
Yeah. I think Sunny had another one. Will I become a fruit or not? Wonderful.
Yes, sir. Sir, this is a brinjal flower.
Brinjal flower.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir, yes, sir. Sir, it is also in our staircase.
All right, good. So now what you could do next time is try capturing the flower from closeness, if you want a macro shot. So that'll give you an even more interesting result.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Good job.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. All right. Ahna, nature is beauty. We should not pollute water. Very nice. And of course, the concept is that I think these are goose. Anna, you here?
No, she is not.
She's not yet. All right. But good concept, that the fact that we are water-based creatures and you have a caption which talks about not polluting the water. I think that makes a lot of sense. So good job. All right. Sanvi says flowers are like friends. They bring colors to your world. The flower blossom in the garden look attractive and touched my heart. Very nice. Interestingly done. And I like the little grass below it. So it shows that it's at the grass level and you went down. That's good. And maybe you could capture the flowers even more closely just to get the details of the flowers because they look very interesting. There's a whole bunch of them. So you could probably take a photo next time with just the flowers, nothing else. That'll look very interesting. So that'll be just like full wallpaper. What do you think, Sanvi?
Yes, you are absolutely right, sir. So I want to say this that in this session there's it is very learning and it is so interesting that I just enjoy. I'm enjoying everything in this webinar.
Wonderful, Sanvi. So happy to know that. I'm so happy that we have a great team that we could bring up this event and hopefully inspire you young people to keep being in love with nature. That's the most important thing. Great job, Sanvi.
Thank you, sir, for telling me my mistakes.
All the best.
I can improve myself.
Great. Good job. All the best. All right. So Grishma has a tiger. I see you before you see me. Absolutely. So we were in the safari. Suddenly we saw 3 cubs and it was amazing. 2 cubs were on a tree and one was playing. I was lucky to capture this one picture because the cubs were not seen clearly due to the tree trunk. But I captured this one picture, one of the cubs. It's something interesting that he was not able to go down the tree. His brother and sister helped him. Oh, wonderful. So yeah, Grishma, it's a very, very interesting moment. And I think I like the fact that, there's a beautiful, so here, this is an excellent example of, the interplay of light and shadow. Again, because that's exactly what the tiger stripes are, that's the camouflage. And that's exactly what is happening here. You see the tree, which is checkered with black and white. And that's also the tiger. It's almost blending into the tree. And it's probably a young cub, which was probably scared of getting down to the tree by itself. So that's how it happened. Grishma, are you here? You want to speak a little bit more? It's a wonderful photo. Very interesting.
Grishma, you can unmute yourself and speak.
I think she's not here. All right, but it's a wonderful photo. And the tiger visibly looks shaken, it's looking as if, how do I get down from the tree? So these are the moments which are very rare. Oh yeah, Grishma is here. Go ahead, Grishma, tell me.
Actually, Grishma is not here, sir. I'm her mother speaking.
Namaste. Please tell us.
She clicked this picture in Pinch Safari.
Okay, Pinch.
Yeah.
Wow, wonderful. Must have been a thrilling experience that time.
Yeah, actually.
Oh, that's excellent. Wonderful. Great job. Do convey my appreciation. It's really nice.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, then we have Savani saying the small goat. Very cute photo. Small baby goat had lost his parents and was sitting quietly in the grass. It was letting us touch it, but felt very scared. Finally, after some time, he found his parents. Oh, so cute. So very nicely clicked. And you can see in the background also its families, moving around here and there. So that's a good photo of, you can have photos of domesticated pets also sometimes, and you can come, tell us a story. So that's a great way of how you can communicate a story. Great, Savani. Are you here? Not here. All right. Then Mayuri says, be like a lotus. Always rise above from your struggles. Absolutely. Very inspiring. And although Mayuri, I might like to correct you, this is not a lotus, it's a water lily. Is that okay? If you're here. Lotuses have a different, yeah. But it's okay. I appreciate the thought. I appreciate the caption. And that's how it is. You know, and lotus is an excellent example of how it rises up so beautifully among the nearly toxic environment where it is from. So excellent thought, excellent caption. And maybe next time what you could do is try capturing the water lily or the lotus from below. So you can show it rising. Right now, I mean, it's a very narrow photo. Maybe you can try next time with the background of the sky or something. So it looks as if it's rising from the ground. That will give a more meaning to your caption. It'll look even better. What do you think?
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
Good. All the best, Mayuri.
Thank you.
Elegant. Grishma again. Oh, nice. This is probably from. Acha, this is from other place. Uncle's farm lives in the core part of the village. I get seeing many words. When I was there, a big fan in Buleshwar, but never win the camera there. Try to click. One day I just thought, let's get clicked. And next time I was there with the camera, click the photo while eating. Wonderful. So I think it's an egret, and it has been captured, I think, at sundown. So the colors. This is actually a white bird, but because of the sun and the colors around, it has become almost brownish. So this looks, backlit kind of photography, a very dramatic photo. Maybe we don't have to crop so much. You could probably show a little bit of its, surroundings. It'll look even more interesting. So Grishma, I'm sure you're not here, but mom is here. So आप उनको बताइएगा मैम ग्रीष्मा जी को बहुत अच्छी फोटो है, लेकिन वो क्रॉप ना करें, थोड़ा सा और दूर से लें. Great, बहुत अच्छी फोटो. Great. All right, Siddhant says the survivor. Okay, very powerful caption, interesting photo. The photo depicts the rigid resistance of a strong little shell against a cold, harsh ocean. Braving the lashing waves, the shell stands alone, taking a breather till the next wave pulls it on the journey. Wonderful. Very interesting caption, very interesting thought. And I love the fact that the background is so vast, going right up to the sky. Siddhant, it's a very nice photo. It's following the rule of thirds also. A very interesting caption. And the story is also amazing. I think it's one of the good things. Excellent. Siddhant is here.
I like kind of like bringing the camera to the ground level.
Yes.
I wanted to capture the I wanted to increase the focus of the shell as compared to the blurriness of the horizon.
Right, absolutely. And you've achieved that very nicely. In fact, even the waves, we can see the waves also in the background, the ocean also. Excellent. Good photo. Yes, keep clicking. Siddhant, which beach is this? Which place is this?
Yeah, so we had gone to Mangalore to my grandparents' house. So Tannir Bhavi beach is a very popular beach in there. Yeah, in Karnataka.
Excellent. Good job, Siddhant. Keep clicking and keep inspiring. And you have that specialization of going down to the ground. So make that your specialization. You can click very interesting photos, I'm sure, in the future. You can have crabs and even more wildlife next time.
Yeah.
Good job. Keep up the good work. All right, Prakram says, a beautiful life, exploring the lifestyle of pigeons. So this is cute, but again, okay, you have the grills. So what you can do is remove the grills next time, try taking the photo, and maybe you can have maybe a building in the behind or something like that to make the photo more dramatic. Right, Prakram, next time? All right, moving on. Kajal says, these are morning glory plants. All right, that's good. But I don't see a story here. All right, Kajal, it's a good photo, but you can try maybe expanding a little bit more. The leaves look very interesting. I think they have red petioles, the red color, part there. So you could probably focus there more just to get that very interesting contrast between the red and green. But otherwise, good thought. And maybe next time you can click even better photos. Go closer. Macro shot means going right into the subject and clicking even the hairs of the leaves and everything. That'll look very interesting. And I think the cameras are now very powerful. Mobile phones, they can do that. So Kajal, next time. All right, moving on. And this is Ronak. I think this is one of the last slides, or no? I think there was something. Ronak has number 64. Says flower nature's crown. Nice. So you have different kinds of flowers and capturing them on a macro level. That's good. That's very interesting. Again, Ronak, the rose could also be captured in a similar way where you captured the white flower just from the top, so that you have all the kind of universe which you're trying to create of petals. So that's a great, very powerful photo. It's a classic photo of taking photos of flowers right from the top, so that the center is on the in the center of the screen. There, the 2/3 rule doesn't really follow because it's a very closed, tightly packed shot. But otherwise, it's an interesting thought. And nature's crown is a very interesting caption. Good job. Right. Then we have Dr. Parul Chadha. She says, look deep into nature and then you will understand everything better. Albert Einstein. Absolutely. I'm a nature lover. When I see black bugs in the field in front of my house, I couldn't control into the picture. Absolutely. That's wonderful. And that, see, again, we have black bugs in our neighborhood. So Dr. Parul, are you here?
Yes, sir.
Wonderful, Dr. Parul. So nice to see. Yeah, and it's a wonderful capture of showing, how we have mobile, or towers, electricity towers and fields, and you have that nature's black bug there, right in the middle of human, landscape. Wonderful story, and this I think must be captured from a phone.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, and which area is this?
Sir, Roorkee.
Ah, Roorkee. Oh, nice, great. Yeah. Wonderful. Yes, very nice. I hope you see even more black bugs and keep sharing these photos with with others. I'm sure they'll be inspired to make sure that even cities like Roorkee can have such wildlife very close to cities also. Wonderful.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Yes,
great.
Sir.
Good job. Thank you so much.
Sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Okay, Siddhant, great. So you have another photo from Siddhant, the royal gaze. Photo symbolizes the majestic demeanor of the kite as it soars over the concrete jungle, perches on the top of a tree, emanating grandeur and surroundings. Absolutely wonderful. Great shot, Siddhant. And it's wonderful that you can see the tongue of the black kite as well.
Yeah.
And Siddhant, you could do that maybe next time, because it seems very close. I think it's a good photo. You could try clicking the photo in such a way that the height of where you are can also be captured. I'm sure it's sitting at some height, right? So maybe,
I live on the 6th floor, so I could see the kite from there.
Right. So that's where you can try clicking the photo in such a way that the background shows that it's at a really high level.
So the height of the bird is visible.
Yeah, absolutely. So maybe you can capture the full frame. Maybe it's talons also. It's toes. And then from the angle of the feet, you can show that its feet are above the ground, much above the ground. So that will highlight your story of it being like a king above the majestic demeanor as you speak in your story. It will highlight that. It will be
yes, correct. Yeah, thank you.
Good job, good shot. And keep clicking. Excellent.
Thank you.
All right. Tanvi says nature is full of peace and beauty. I went to visit my aunt's home, and she lives in Canada, and she told me there's a beautiful park near her home, and that park is surrounded with mountains and rivers. Water in the river is fully clear and blue. So we visited the park and the water. Oh, beautiful, Tanvi. Excellent. So beautiful story, Tanvi, and excellent captures. Which part of Canada is this?
It's Ontario.
Ontario. Nice. So this is Lake Ontario?
Yes.
Ah, excellent. So you can see how beautiful the colors of the lakes have come. It's almost clear. You can see the pebbles and rocks right in the back, on the lake's bottom. And you can even see that beautiful snow-clad mountain in the next photo. Excellently captured. One thing that you could try whenever you're taking landscape shots, ensure that the photo is absolutely straight, because it's very easy to go a little bit, tilted. I know it's very difficult. You probably were on a boat or something.
Yes.
Yeah. So that could be a challenge sometimes because the board is rocking, but otherwise you can try next time. Or even when you're editing the photo, you have that option of slightly turning the photo so that it becomes absolutely straight.
Yes,
so
but actually I didn't try to edit it. So
yeah, I can see that. That's absolutely good. That's fine. Not editing is absolutely great, and if you do, the editing should be as minimum as possible. But it's a wonderful capture. And next time you go to Canada, capture some more of its wildlife. It's a beautiful land full of lakes and snow and forests. It's amazing. Great job.
Yes, sure. Thank you.
Good. All the best. The hunter, Vrishang, says, I took my cat Joy for a walk and she's ready to hunt for my dog. Poor dog. Who is this unlucky dog who's being hunted by a cat? So Vrishang, it's a good capture, but I would want that you could capture maybe its face even more closer, just when it's about to hunt. How's that? More closer, just when it's about to hunt. How's that?
Yes, sir, but I actually didn't have enough time to click for the picture because she was continuously moving.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Cats are very busy, and sometimes they decide not to move, and sometimes they can just jump around.
Yes.
That's true. But good effort. Keep clicking.
Thank you, sir.
Wing the boat. Rini Moda. She says, different worlds unite to make one world. Very nicely captured. I love the fact that you got the goose's beautiful feathers in its stretched form. It's very interesting. Very cute photo. I like it. Rini, are you here?
Yes, sir.
Very nice. Where is this, Rini? Which place was this taken from?
Sir, it is from Japanese Park, Rohini. I took this photo early morning today. Sir.
Oh, wonderful. Very nice. I'm so happy that you took the effort to go out and take a photo. Excellent. Very nice. And you can try capturing them next time also in a different mood or different light colors. But excellent job. Good job. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Then we have Devanshi, and she says 4 phases of the day: morning, afternoon, evening, and night depicts the life cycle of the human being. So enjoy every moment of the life with a great smile. All right. Life of infant creates happiness and fresh as morning, afternoon full of activities, youth is full of vibrant colors, night is calm, important, woman needs thrilling. Okay, that's a great thought, Devanshi, but it's not, not showing very clearly how it is linked to biodiversity. Or I can see in the background though that there are trees. There is I think you've tried to capture the moments of the trees with the age of the person. That's a very interesting concept. You have morning, then you have afternoon, and you have bright light, and you have evening and night. So the concept is very nice, Devanshi. I must appreciate it. Maybe we can introduce more of wild element into it, but it's a very interesting concept. I liked it, Devanshi. Good job.
Sir. Thank you.
Good job. Right, Parth. Hope is still there in concrete jungle. Very nice, excellent caption. It shows that even in concrete jungles where we live, there is some scope. There is some hope of watching wildlife and birds around. This is of course the red-whiskered bulbul, and the story says even there is pollution, hope is still there. Absolutely, Parth. It's only because of hope that we can imagine that we have a life which is full of nature, full of wildlife, and this is an excellent example to show that even in cities, if given the time, given the right kind of environment, even birds can thrive there. Great short, Parth. Good job.
Yes,
do you
sir.
hear, Parth?
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir, I am there.
Good, Parth. Excellent. Great. And keep clicking. This is from home, I'm assuming. Where is home?
Yes. Actually, I live in 7th floor, and there are lots of trees here. So just a huge amount of wire. So whenever I see a moving wire, I just grab my camera and start looking whether a bird is there. And I have seen lots of birds like here, like sparrows. Parrots are in a huge fleet, always moving around.
Very nice, Parth. That's excellent, and it's so nice that you get excited when the wires are moving, so because you realize that there is something, there must be a bird nearby. That's very good. And what I would request you is to make a list of those birds which you see and how many of them you see in a day or in a evening. Just make your own diary, just so that you have an idea of whether the birds are coming again and again over the seasons, over the years, over the months. And
no, sir, they have a permanent nest.
Oh, nice. Great.
Seen this bird's nest. It's on the 11th floor. Under sunroof.
Excellent. So you can keep a list of that also, that how many birds are there, how many bulbuls did you see, how many parrots did you see, and how many nests did you see. And you can just make a list of that, maybe on a monthly basis or a weekly basis, just for your own sake. And documentation really helps. Sometimes in the future, who knows what kind of wildlife we'll be remaining with, but at least we'll have records that will show that, okay, what we can do about those places. That's good job, Parth, and keep clicking.
Yes.
Excellent photo.
So
right.
I have many such photos. How should I contact you or?
Yes, Parth. I will share my social media handles right at the end of the presentation, and you can message me there, and I can see your photos. If you have your own social media handle, I can check them out and give you feedback also.
Okay, sir.
All right. Good. Keep up the good work. Keep clicking. Excellent job. All right. Manisha says bird. Yes, Manisha, but I specifically said no captive animals. So no, especially birds, should not be captured in cages, because they are not supposed to be kept in cages and birds should be let free, right? So good job, but next time try capturing a photo without the cage, that's okay, right? Himanshu says, hey, people sorry, I can't see, just a second. Use their pets to get out of tedious social obligation all the time. Your plants are your pets. Very interesting. This is the rose plant that my mother planted 10 years ago when he came here. Until now, there are so many rose flowers. Wonderful. So inspiring, Himanshu. That's how it is. That we in this humdrum life forget that there are so many kinds of plants available, and really they are your pets. They are like your children. And if you care for them like this beautiful rose plant for 10 years, you can imagine, so it gives you so much of happiness, and all it needs is a little bit of air, a little bit of water, a little bit of soil, and it gives so much back in return. So that's an excellent concept behind this, behind the photograph. Good job, Himanshu. If you're here, you can speak. All right. Then Pradnya says, beauty of trees. There's no specific story. All right. Right. So we are looking at the tree, and in the background we have a building. Okay, so that's the communication we're trying to establish, that the interplay between nature and buildings. That's good, but we can write a story or something about a little bit more about what you're trying to say. How is that, Pradnya? Maybe next time write something a little bit more of what emotions are going in your head, or what thoughts are you thinking. That'll appeal more to the audience. What do you think, Pradnya, if you're here? All right, she's not here. Samriddhi says, I think it's a beautiful photo, finding place to live in a growing world. Right, so this is that place we talked about. Vittal Tekri is the highest hill and the only green area which are not completely destroyed in Pune. Natural habitat, peacocks and many plants. Due to urbanization, thousands of trees were cut due to construction, exotic plants were planted which are destroying. Excellent, very powerful photo, Samriddhi, and it's an excellent vantage point which you're taking the photo. You have the beautiful water body, the trees, and behind you have the entire city waiting to engulf, all the greenery around. So I think it gives me goosebumps. I'm sure, if people think about it in those terms, how such a beautiful green area. I've been to Vittal Tekri also. How such a green area can be, ravaged. And in fact, there were so many bird species which when I went there last time, about a couple of years back, I'd seen some bird species which I saw for the first time there. There was a species of a babbler which I saw for the first time there. I think that is a memory which I have, and that's a very, very powerful photo. I think it has been taken in the evening, so I think the sun had already set. Is that true, Samriddhi, if you're here?
No, sir, it's taken in the morning.
It's taken in the morning, right? So it's early morning, is it?
Yes, 6 a.m.
6 a.m. Yes, you must have gone for a trek or something. That's good.
No, we went this morning to click the photo.
This morning. Okay, so you took the effort. That's very good, very heartening for us, and that's so sweet of you. But it's an excellent photo, and I think you absolutely achieved what was required, and you can see that the sun is gradually going to come. It's beautiful, very nicely captured, very interesting.
Thank you, sir.
Good job, Samriddhi. Keep clicking, whenever you get the time. Excellent.
Thank you.
Nature's gift. All right. Pihu says you have some seabirds. I think there's a duck here. There's a lot of photos here. Pihu, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
You're here. Pihu, what do you want to tell us about any of these photos?
Sir, actually, I don't know. I forgot because it was taken long ago. But I have more pictures. This was taken in Mount Titlis and few in the Elephanta caves.
Okay, nice. Good, Pihu. So keep clicking, Pihu, and keep writing something about them. Whenever you click some photo, something which really moves you, something which you find very interesting or beautiful, then click that photo and write something about it. Just a couple of lines. All right?
Sir. Yes,
good.
Sir.
Good job.
Thank you, sir.
Good, Pihu. All right, Sarika says butterflies and indicators of a healthy environment. Wonderful, very nicely captured, very sharp image, Sarika. Butterflies are insects. They have 4 stages in life cycle, such as egg, larva, pupa, and adult. Bioindicators play a very important role in ecosystem. They are the symbol of freedom, beauty, and peace. Wonderful, Sarika, are you here? Can you tell us which butterfly is this? I'm not sure, but it's a wonderful shot. And people can see. Yeah, Sarika, you want to speak something?
Yes, sir. I'm Sarika. Actually, sir, I'm enjoying this session.
Yeah.
And I got refreshed by your session.
Wonderful.
This is the Tarkus species, and it's known as striped parrot. It is from parrot family.
Parrot family, right. Striped parrot. Yes, absolutely. That's true. Yeah. There's that white and black, very beautiful bird.
I love butterflies.
Yes, butterfly is one of the most amazing creatures, and they have very different colors. I think striped parrot also has a different color when it opens its wings. Has a very different color.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great, Sarika. That's a
It
great
belongs
capture.
to blue family.
Yeah, and keep clicking. And what you can do is, since you love butterflies, make sure that you have this species collection with you. Like you keep taking pictures and write about them, a little bit about them. Like you have a closed wing, an open wing, and you can also write about what kind of flowers they feed on. So those are interesting observations you can make. Yeah, and very nice photo. You can even see the proboscis. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Actually, I have collected this clay from our farm, and I used to go in farm and taking pictures of these butterflies, and then I would like to study on their host plants as well as
Host plants. Very nice, Sarika. Excellent. There's a very interesting course in BNHS also. You can do that. It's on butterflies, and you'll get to know even more. And there are lots of books available on Indian butterflies also.
Yes, sir. In one book that is a guide to butterflies of India by Naveen Bhakre and Hemant.
Right. Great. Excellent.
They have given me credit, and they have published my picture.
Wonderful. So
which
that's
I have
super.
taken.
Great. So you're already a professional.
Not professional, sir.
Yeah.
But I just want to learn more about butterflies.
Very nice. That's really
beautiful life.
Absolutely, and please continue. It's so nice that you have this passion, and I'm sure that in a couple of years you'll have covered all the butterflies in your area. You would know most information about them. All the best.
Thank you, sir.
Great job.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Nishika says environment, telling the beauty of environment. I think it's an insect on a rose. All right, that's good. But again, the background could be slightly, more colorful or maybe green if you're talking about the environment. So that's one thing which is common, I think, to a lot of people have told. So good job, Nishika, but you can try even harder next time. Is that okay?
She is not here with us.
All right. Om says Neil Guy, and the story is picnic. All right. So who is having the picnic, Neil Guy or you? So it's a good photo, Om, and very interesting capture. I love the fact that it's all green around, and the beautiful Neil Guy is standing there. I think it is eating or probably looking at the camera. Very nice, Om. But we could have a little bit of story about it, or the caption could be a little bit more interesting. Are you here, Om?
Yes, sir, I am here. I am doing this first time, so I don't have idea.
All right.
And the story is that we have gone to that Girnar, mountain Girnar. So we have one bhojan there. So we have, I have captured this photo, and I have also some other photos, but they are some blur because I have that photo of monkey and deer.
And deer.
I have
Okay.
that too.
Excellent. That's very good, Om. I'm so happy that you saw so much of wildlife, and I'm happy that you tried to capture it. It's very difficult to, click photos, and this photo is really nice. It is not blurred, and it is taken very nicely. So good job, Om, and keep clicking whenever you go next time. Keep practicing, and I'm sure you can capture. Try taking videos also next time. A lot of times you can capture movement better in videos. So even that you can do.
Sir, I have a video.
You did?
Too.
All
yes,
right.
Sir.
That's very good. I'll see it next time for sure. Good job, Mom. All the best. Great. All right. Then we have Kanishka. See, I grew up serving humanity, but will die because of them. Wow, the three. Very nice, very powerful caption. And traveling the car to the fire solid space. We have landfills in locality whereby people are not so responsible. I say about the government, I think it's a two-way gap. Garbage collectors charge some money, people can't afford arranging for one, throw the waste in the locality, say the plan, save the lives, don't do case, just stick would like it with precious pace free of cost. Very, very nice, Kanishka. I think it's a very, very important concept. And what is most important for this takeaway is a local community concept. That every place, this could be the situation for a given set of houses, given set of place. In a village also, you might have many ponds which have been affected like this. And as you can see, that the tree will eventually die because it's in such a waterlogged area, and eventually it will not live. And that's what the caption very powerfully says, that I grew up serving humanity but will die because of them. I think the caption is very, very powerful, very emotional, heart-moving. Kanishka, you want to say something? Yeah, please tell us.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I usually travel from this side, like we go to ride, but I couldn't capture it. I always think that this is the tree I want to capture, like it will die eventually and no other tree will grow here.
Absolutely.
It's so big. So our ancestors sowed the seed, or however it became so big, but now we are preserving it.
Yeah, very true. It's a very sad reality, but that's how it is. And all it needs is a little bit of awareness and a little bit of initiative from our side. As you say that, if the garbage picking truck is carefully monitored and all the garbage is, carefully removed, then it always has a chance to survive. So that is all which needs to be done. And that is one classic example of how environmental conservation can be talked about by means of just one picture. As they say, a picture can speak 1,000 words, and
yes,
that's exactly what this is doing. So thank you, Kanishka. Very, very interesting photo. Great caption.
Thank you.
Good job. Okay, Urvi says this tree used to be alive. Okay, wonderful, very powerful. Drumstick tree situated had grown extremely large, was obstructing electricity. It became an inconvenience. We cut it down, hoping it will regenerate. However, this tree had nothing to do now. It's just occasion salvation. It's probably an ecosystem. Now it's a system. Wonderful, very nice, Urvi. Again, a very emotional and very powerful, caption. This tree used to be alive, and that's how sad it is that it takes years for a tree to grow, and it just takes seconds for us to cut it down. And in that process, we are losing not just the tree, but all the wildlife associated with it. Of course, drumstick trees may not support so much of wildlife, even though microflora and microfauna could be part of it. But then you have forest trees. Each tree is like, in its own, it's a colony of its own self. It has so many species of birds, animals, and God knows what kind of creatures supported by a single tree. And when we cut it down, we're cutting down a huge amount of bio information as well. So Urvi, very nice. You here? You want to say something? All right, but it's a very powerful concept. So this is also an example of how photos can communicate the reality of our lives. Excellent. Anush says coexist with nature. Very nice, very beautiful capture of this. I think it's a tiger butterfly, if I'm not wrong. A blue tiger, and the nice part is you have a home in the background. A good concept. I like it. Tanush, are you here?
Yeah.
Tanush is a very nice photo, very nicely taken. Where is his home?
Yeah, it's like next door.
Next door. Okay, wonderful. Good job, Tanush. Keep clicking, and it's a very interesting concept.
Okay, thank you.
Good job. All right, so I think this is the last slide from Sashwati. She says, nature, story that nature is our mother. And we have various snapshots of, elements of nature. So very interesting, Sashwati. You have flowers and a fowl and buffalo and trees. So that's what it is. Nature is a sum of all of it. So good job, but try maybe focusing on any one particular aspect which you really like and try communicating through that. Of course, you have a multitude, but you can always try clicking one single photo which communicates a lot. So good job, Sashwati, and keep clicking. I'm sure you'll have even better photos to share later. I think that was the last slide. Great. So we managed to discuss all the photos. I was not sure whether we'd be able to do that, but I think we did it in 2 hours. Great job, all of you, for participating. Right. So people, I'll just quickly share the screen for the social media handles for those who want it, and then we can have Raju speaking to us. Just a second. Yeah, All right. So yes, people, can you see the screen? That's the social media handles which people who haven't. I think I'm most active on Instagram, so you can probably message me there for those who want to ask questions or you want to send their photos for any kind of feedback. Or you could just take a screenshot of this and maybe later, get back to me. That's Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and Gmail. But Gmail I would avoid because normally mails are very boring. I normally work from emails, but social media is fine for this kind of work. All right. So I think that sort of concludes. And I want to thank YRE and CEE again for giving me this opportunity to interact with so many of you, giving and understanding and learning in the process of what the young generation thinks about nature and wildlife. So that's pretty much from my side. And yes, Arju, you want to take over and talk about some things? Yeah.
So I'll quickly share the screen. We have few ongoing campaigns and social media handles, so you can follow us there as well.
Absolutely.
I'll just share the screen.
Yeah.
So the next upcoming workshop would be on article writing. So stay connected with us to learn more about like how you can write article and other details when you are writing an article or any journalistic approach to writing medium. Then this is the photography competition. I'll also put the link in chat box and we'll also share this link through an email. So all of you have really done good work and assignment was really done nicely. So you can definitely share these entries in this competition. So we'll be announcing the result of this in like end of the November, but you can submit your entries till 30th of the October. So I'll share the link of this competition through email. So it will be there with you. So anytime you can upload your entries. Then these are the hashtags that whenever you upload any of the entry on social media, you can simply tag us and we'll share your work on social media handles like Instagram and Facebook. I'll do one thing. I'll also share these hashtags so that it will be there with you and you can simply tag us on social media. These are our social media handle details. Many of you were asking that you want details of social media. Also, I'll share the YouTube channel link so you can follow us there. And this recording will be also available on our YouTube channel.
You can take a screenshot of this, people, so that you can, you can later follow all these channels and right?
Yes, you can take the screenshot. So this is it from our side. Madhuri ma'am, anything else? We have few questions in Q&A section.
I just saw that, yeah. Madhuri ma'am, you want to speak? We can
Just one point. I think about these photographs today. There have been many which are really good pictures, and some of them kind of fall into some of our YRE kind of categories. So we will come back to some of those which we feel have potential to be entered into the competition. And if there are any comments, I think Raghav will need your help. That. So I think in terms of say the if it needs to be
edited or processed or
normally we do not accept edited pictures. They don't normally cropping fine, a little bit of cropping. No, we don't generally accept edited pictures. But stories, what kind of story it is saying, or the captions, those kind of things also. So let's look at those. So I just wanted to flag that for the participants. And good job. I think it's a good response. I think so many. And Raghav, your patience.
Very much, yes.
You have immense patience, I must say.
No, it's so nice to be on, and everybody worked so hard. This is the least we can do. Give some time. So it's amazing.
So, and I think a lot of them had good photographs.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they shared that, and thank you for that. I think some of you are really good. So continue, working towards becoming better photographers as you go along. Yeah. So that's what I wanted to say, and maybe you should just look at the questions and take those questions and finish the session. I think we are already over time.
Yeah.
So
just quickly, I think just about 10 questions, I think, right, Arju?
Yes.
Just have these two. So I'll quickly have a look at them. Grishma ji says, how to apply for travel channel? That is also an option. How do we apply for travel channel? Well, what you can do is you can, you can make your own documentaries. You can start clicking your photos and videos, and then of course go to their website and get their email ID, and then just send across your work. If they like you, then they'll probably call you, and they would want to, make sure that they're part of the channel. So you can do that, or you can have your YouTube channel where you can regularly keep posting, or your Instagram handle, depending what you really want to do. So gradually, once you have a little body of work, which you can show that this is what I've been doing for the last couple of months, years, then they can, look at that and then give you a possible assignment or a job in the channel. Right. Then Dhruvan says, Raghav sir, what is your career in wildlife? Well, I don't have a career in wildlife, sadly, but I look at it in the sense that it's my passion, which is an everlasting kind of passion. So my job is very different, but I like to click photos and I like to study about wildlife, and that's what it is. And keep learning. That's very important. At whichever stage of life you are in, keep learning, keep understanding that you need to more, and especially a subject like this. It's limitless. You can keep learning and still be amazed by the kind of a variety of amazements which they are in nature. Right. Then Mahir says, camera lenses are in circular shape, then why the photo is in rectangle shape? All right. So well, that's a very interesting question. Well, because Mahir, the sensor, or the actual sensor is actually square in shape. So even though the lenses are circular, because they allow light from all sides to come, but the sensor is actually square or rectangular in shape. So that is why your photos are also in rectangle. Very interesting observation. Good question. Siddhant says, when are the winners going to be announced? Well, soon. We'll discuss that with ma'am, and I'll get back to you. And the winners would be there. But more important than winning is the fact that you participated and in such good numbers and such creative way. So Siddhant, good. I remember your entries were really good. So we'll look at it, and hopefully I get back to you about the winning situation. Right. And Siddhant says, a brilliant and enlightening today webinar, Raghav sir. I learned a lot about technical basics, motivated to carry on. Great, Siddhant. That's so nice. Thank you. And it's very kind of you with your words. And what I can just help you with, with whatever you are exploring, and you can, message me on Instagram, whatever. And great job. Keep up the good work. In fact, all of you who have participated, many of the photos were very, very interesting concepts. And keep up the work. The most important thing is you keep doing this. This is a regular thing on a regular basis, on a week or a monthly basis. Keep doing it. Then that's when you'll see that your work is becoming better and better. So again, I want to thank you all. I think we've taken a lot of time for everybody, especially the students. So thank you, and wish to see you again sometime. Yeah. And Madhvi ma'am, thank you so much for this chance. Arju, thank you for all the trouble, especially creating that presentation. It was a major task today.
Yeah, I think there's one more thing I want to just add is that those who feel that they have not been able to share their photos on time, well, there are different opportunities, as Arzu has already shared. Yeah. So use those. Okay, so you don't have to feel disheartened. I think there are going to be, through the year, there are going to be different types of opportunities. So just feel free and send your photographs. So you can even share it with Raghav and us. So
absolutely, that's very, very well said, ma'am. And don't be disheartened. That's very true. This is just one of the chances, one of the opportunities we gave, but there are plenty of them coming along your way. So just keep your eyes and ears open, and keep clicking and send your photos across.
And do it for yourself, not for competitions.
That's very
more important.
Yeah, competitions will come and go. Yeah, very true. Again, that people should know that you grow as a photographer, as an environmentalist. Competitions keep happening day in, day out. But this is very important, that you build yourself, you evolve. That is very important.
So Om is again asking, when is another photography competition? Om, it's already been announced. Arzu has shared it with you, so you'll get an email.
I'll share an email so that you can submit your work as well.
Yes.
And we'll continuously keep sharing and keep posting any upcoming competition or workshop. So it's a humble request to follow us on our Instagram and Facebook channel. I'll put the link in the email.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's great. Everybody can then follow.
Okay.
Right, ma'am. So I think can we close now?
Thank you, Raghav.
Thank you, ma'am.
Very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
On behalf of Center for Environment Education, I give a really heartfelt vote of thanks to Mr. Raghav Gupta, who spent his busiest time gracing this workshop. Today, we had the opportunity to hear you, and this is definitely encouraging us. Lastly, I would like to thank all the audience and young leaders who have joined us today.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
See you all again for the next workshop.
Absolutely. We'll all meet again.
Yes.
See you.
See you.
Bye-bye.